Yeah, I don't want to go to jail for anything. I'm much too, like, weak.
And you're pretty. You are listening to the Stand Up Dads podcast.
This is hecka boring.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try again.
Are there children listening?
I fucking hope not.
There could be. Yeah, I was trying to cook some new stuff for Oli. So I got some tofu, but I didn't really plan it. So, like, I winged it. She ate it. She liked it. I don't know. Have you cooked tofu before?
Why don't you just ask me if I've blown a dude before?
Have you? I'm like, well, this episode took an interesting turn.
God damn
wow. Let's go down that path.
Let's not. No, I actually don't mind tofu. I just never cooked with it.
Okay. I was going to say, just a little bit of your toxic masculinity there. I'm too manly to eat tofu.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of work.
It was, man. It was a huge miss. Like, I got it, and then when I was looking at it, it's like, you need a press. I'm like, what? Like, you need apparatus to cook this thing, dang it.
Or you just wrap it in a tea towel and put some heavy crap on top of it and let it sit for a few minutes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Cooking Talk with Stand Up Dads. This is Rob.
And confessionals, apparently, from Robert.
And who the hell are you?
You were blowing a dude while you were having tofu?
Of course. Jesus Christ.
That's why you can't eat anymore. Flashbacks, PTSD.
Yeah, great. Okay, so that's the end of the we just earned our explicit tag right there. So
we'll have to edit it.
Yeah, great. What's going on over there?
Yeah, so I started dating someone, and it's been really awesome.
How old?
It's really what?
How old?
29.
Oh, that's like geriatric for you.
Geriatric? Come on. This is not true. You know how old, because you were like, well, first I told you our interests are so much the same. That's like, she likes cartoons and she's into comics. And you were like, did you weird science yourself a girl? But then you're like, wait, she wasn't born.
She wasn't born when we graduated high school.
Messed up.
But it's going well, which is awesome.
It's going super well. I'm super happy about it. Yeah, so it made me, Oli, like I've said before in the podcast, Oli's been like getting more and more like, she watches all those like shows on Disney and stuff, the little like high school type stuff, you know? So she's like in my business, where she'll just randomly go like, I know you're dating, and I'll be like, get out, leave me alone, you know? So on Valentine's, there's a certain chocolate that Annie likes, the girl I'm dating, and they had it at the store, and I had Oli with me, so I'm like, oh, I'll buy Oli something, but I'll buy that. So when I get it, she's all, who's that for? I'm like, mind your business. And she goes to me all serious. She goes, Dad, I wish you would just trust me. And I just want you to be honest with me. Like, I know you are dating, and I would just like you to be honest with me. So I was like, dang it. It's like a growing up moment. So all I really gave her was like, oh, okay. Yes, I am. At that point, I was like, yes, I am seeing someone. And she goes, thank you for telling me. I'm happy for you, Dad. And it was like, oh my God, this was like such a
grown up
conversation, you know? But then later when she was talking to my mom, she was like, I know he's been dating someone because their faces always pop up when he's driving on the texts. She's like, I couldn't figure out who. She goes, and she tells my mom, all I could figure out was he doesn't date blonde girls.
She knows you have a type.
No heads, no pictures about that, I guess. But now she knew when I said it was Annie. She's like, I knew it was Annie because I saw her name pop up. I was like, oh my God, she's got like a whole like sleuthing thing. She's working with Kim on how to hunt down people. So super mature. But then like, I don't know, just like a week later, she calls me, and normally when she calls me, she wants to get off the phone as fast as possible. Right?
Now, when you say super mature, are you talking about your daughter or your date? Okay.
Anyway, Robert, trying to rain on my happy parade. it won't work. Anyway, so like Oli calls me after I say in a week after her being so mature and saying, I'm just happy for you, Dad. Just want your happiness. Normally she gets off the phone. Well, we're at dinner, out having dinner at Zocalo or whatever. It's like they had outdoor seating. So it's like 10 minutes we're talking. So finally I'm like, Oli, I gotta go. And she's like, where are you at? I'm like, well, I'm I'm having dinner with Annie. And all of a sudden, that's how you knew it was my daughter. She goes, oh, la 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 la. Hella loud, just like me. So it's coming out of my phone. La 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 la. And she's like, goodbye, have fun. I was like, oh.
It sounds like you.
Yeah. There it is.
So just based on how mature your kid was at the age of 10, it kind of got me thinking about how we baby our kids beyond when we should. So this one,
I guess I should qualify it that I had never, before that, she never really had met anybody, or I think I did shelter it completely, where it was just some big mystery, like.
Which I think was a good call, because I think this is probably
just
the most
wasn't ready.
Stable one. Exactly.
Yeah, and this one's I didn't want her to meet anybody that didn't seem like a real deal.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about not babying your kids, and we'll leave Mike's dating life alone so we don't fuck it up.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Prevent me from jinxing it.
I think a lot of why we baby the kids is just the way we look at parenting is so different.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like it was way different with our parents. And I got Sebastian Maniscalco talking about that.
I didn't grow up in a huge family, right? I have a sister. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to have kids of my own. It's coming to a point now where my friends all have kids. They're always asking me, Sebastian, when are you? And I go, I don't know if I want kids. They're like, what? Oh, so no. Sebastian, kids are a miracle. It's an amazing thing. Once you have one of your own, it's not about you anymore. It's about them. Why the hell would I want to do that? And it's not the kids I got a problem with. It's the parents today. It's a different parent than how we grew up. First of all, is everybody's kid fantastic? Why is everybody bragging about their kids? Don't we have any dumb kids anymore? My parents were honest with people. They never bragged about me. We went to the aunts and the uncles. As soon as we walked in, my father was like, yeah, we don't know what the hell's wrong with him. I don't know, something's off with this kid. Something's loose. Look at how big his head is. Look at the head on this kid.
And I've been yelled at for making fun of my kid's head because it is huge. When he was little, he looked like a freaking thumbtack. It was just all head. But he's growing into it nicely, so that's good. So I don't know if it's a big brain or just a thick skull, but we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah. No one wants you to make fun of.
No, and you shouldn't make fun of your kid, but still, the parents, though, I mean, he's got a point. It's like no one will admit that their kid is not the greatest thing. So it's like militant, where it's like my kid is great, and I'm gonna make the school. Yeah, it's child worship.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the school change to work around them instead of.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
we will.
I was in first, second, and third grade. It was like you're in the other room.
Well, yeah, I remember because I didn't speak English in first grade, and I remember being put in the slow kids group, and I knew it, and I was like, "This fucking sucks."
Yeah.
At the age of 6, I knew. I'm like, "Ah, man." But,
yeah, we got our own room.
And no one was telling me how smart I was then.
Yep.
So, but speaking of child worship, George Carlin has a quick bit on child worship. Here it is.
Now, speaking of parents and speaking of bullshit, two ideas which aren't always mutually exclusive, by the way. I'd like to mention a special kind of bullshit that has taken hold in this country in the last 30 to 40 years. It's a form of bullshit that really only can be called child worship. It's child worship. It's this excessive devotion to children. I'm talking about today's professional parents, these obsessive diaper sniffers who are overscheduling and overmanaging their children and robbing them of their childhoods. Even the simple act of playing. Even the simple act of playing has been taken away from children and put on mommy's schedule in the form of play dates. Something that should be spontaneous and free is now being rigidly planned. When does a kid ever get to sit in the yard with a stick anymore? You know, just sit there with a fucking stick. Do today's kids even know what a stick is? You know?
He's got a point, man.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause shoot, I mean, I was an only kid and I spent so much goddamn time on my own. And, you know, I mean, you see your kid just standing out there doing whatever. And it's like, well, who knows what he's thinking about? You know, he might be figuring out how to solve world problems like cancer or climate change, or he might be thinking about, I wonder if different animals' poop tastes different. He just, I don't know. It's a weird form of babying that we feel like we have to structure everything for them. So they don't know what to do when they have free time. Because my kid is always like, I'm bored. Well, go fucking find something to do. I don't say it like that, but, you know, well, find something to do. Well, no, I'm bored. I'm like, then you're boring. Go do some, you know, find something to do.
Then you're bored.
Louis C.K. clip last time. It's like, the phone doesn't suck. Your life sucks around the phone.
I think Owen is just thinking up amazing one-liners all the time.
Yeah.
And the stuff that you say when he says to people.
Fuck. He's good.
That's what he's hiding in that head of his. A whole head full of like biting commentary.
Oh shit. We were in Half Moon Bay. I'm trying to remember some of them. I should write these freaking things down, but
yeah. I think Kim always gets them. They're usually posted. For that.
Yeah.
That's
kind of why
she catches them.
Delegate. Well, she's with them more. So anyway, just talking about how we're taking away their ability to take care of themselves by planning everything for them. I found an article called "Why I Let My 9-Year-Old Ride the Subway Alone," written by, and I got a link in the show notes. And this woman is my freaking hero. It's written by Lenore Skenazy. And so it just starts off. I left my 9-year-old at Bloomingdale's a couple of weeks ago. Last seen, he was in the first floor handbags as I sashayed out the door.
Did he know this was happening?
Yes, because she says here, for weeks, he'd been begging her to please leave him somewhere, anywhere, and let him try to figure out how to get home on his own. On a Sunday, she gave him a subway map, a Metro card, a $20 bill, and several quarters in case he had to make a call. For the record, this was written in 2008. So there still were payphones.
Oh, okay.
But still, you know, you got a subway map or Metro card so you can get on the subway, $20 in case you need something. And and she did not give him a cell phone. She didn't want him to lose it, but she was like, also, you know, hey, figure it out. And she didn't trail him like you and I would have done. It's like, okay, he thinks he's alone, but no, she really just left him. He took the subway, he figured out the right bus, and he got home. He got the long story short, my son got home ecstatic with independence. Now, you know, she created a monster because now he thinks he can do everything on his own, but it's freaking awesome. So some of the other parents are saying it's child abuse, but I'm thinking, you know, we've talked about it on here. No one thought twice about us being 9 or 10 going out on our own.
It's true, but I don't know. The thing I don't like about it, one, not having some sort of like a cell phone on them. Obviously, 2008. Maybe they might not have had one to give them, but my question is not that I wouldn't trust. I think I would fully trust that Oli is totally capable of figuring out her way on BART like I did as a kid in the Bay Area. What I don't trust is other people. That's the thing I wouldn't trust.
So
like,
that's the thing. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
it's
That's what
not
I
as
wouldn't
bad
trust.
as it appears. So
Not as bad as it appears, but I would not take the chance that that 1%
I know.
that it happens to turns out to be my kid. On this case, like
Yeah.
when we used to get to go on BART everywhere, my brother was about, I don't know, maybe 13,
Okay.
but he looked like he was 25.
Sure.
He had like a full beard already. And he was already like, I don't know, like 180 with the giant shoulders. So it was kind of a safe way for it's like, and Doug would just not speak. If you wouldn't even want to
Sure.
talk to him because he could give you that look. But you would never know that that's two kids right there. That looks like a young dad and his kid, you know, with me with him, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I wouldn't do it, and that's
Well,
why I think
here's the thing.
Yeah.
In this article, they talk about statistics show that this is an incredibly rare event, and you cannot protect people from very rare events. It would be like trying to shield a child against being struck by lightning, because that's about the same odds.
Okay. And yet you're tempting fate with this.
No, you're not.
Say it's such a low thing that I'm gonna let my kid figure it out.
Well,
and then find out whether or not they're the one that gets abducted. I think it's a little safer with a son than a daughter.
Of course, yeah.
But still, there's still people. There's just, you know, you're asking for trouble with that, is what I'm saying.
Well, Justice Department data actually show the number of children abducted by strangers has been going down over the years. So
yeah, because too many of us are like, I'm not putting my kid on there.
Well,
they have less pickings.
So the problem comes down to the everything is dangerous outlook on stuff. It's a danger in itself, because a kid that thinks he can't do anything on his own won't. That's the problem. You know, like we talked about with that can opener last week.
Yeah.
You know, you like an escape room. Imagine how fun is an escape room if everyone tells you the clues without you even asking.
True.
And
I would probably feel safer if they had a phone and it was more than like a couple of them together. Two or three 9-year-olds together to figure it out or something.
I mean, I'm not saying drop your kid off in the middle of New York and say good luck, but at the same time,
that's what she did.
Yeah, but there are smaller versions of that could be done. I just think that we take the tools out of our kids' hands by thinking we know best for them.
I would also say that you got to watch where you're at, because statistically, I'm sure it's much rarer in some smaller state, but I know where we're at in Sacramento, this is a really high area for
no, it's
trafficking. Not. It is.
All right.
It is.
Well, anyway, my whole point is, if you allow the
all right, Owen, get ready for your trip.
You should. Fuck. And the thing is, the reason I don't think he's ready is because I've babied him for the past 8 years. I've done everything for him. So shame on me. So if I was more likely to let him do his thing, I think he'd be a lot more independent. But
I don't know.
Kids can surprise you, just like your daughter surprised you, if we give them the opportunity. So I found this article. This just happened like a couple of days ago. The article reads, a little boy asks neighbor for help because his mom, and I quote, died in the shower. And there's a video, and I will post the link. And this 5-year-old boy, he was put to bed by his mom, who then went to the shower, and he heard a noise, and he decided to go investigate. He saw his mom on the floor of the shower. She apparently had a seizure and was blacked out. And so what he did when he couldn't get his mom awake is he got his 2-month-old baby sister, bundled her up so she would be warm, and then figured a way out of the house, because I guess he couldn't figure out how to unlock the front door. He went to the garage, got a step stool, opened the garage door, took his little sister, bundled up, went to the neighbor's house, and he went up and he said, my mom died in the shower. Will you take care of us?
That's awesome.
And the lady was like, because she didn't realize he had his little sister, you know, she thought it was like a dog or a doll or something like that.
Wow.
And then she figured it out and called 911 right away.
Yeah.
The fact that, and they got there in time and she was fine. It's just they're actually, I guess the shower was in a tub, so there actually was a chance she could have drowned.
Yeah.
The fact that he had the forethought to think about, I need to protect my sister, because any kid can run out screaming for help.
Yeah.
He actually planned it out. He's like, I couldn't wake her, and then got his sister. I mean,
Yeah.
I watched the video and I actually got kind of teary just because I was amazed by this kid. And then it's
That's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah, the fire department that actually came back later and gave him a big certificate and made him an honorary firefighter. And
That's
all
cool.
that fun
That's
stuff.
really cool.
Yeah, so I think kids will surprise you, and I don't think we give them enough opportunities to do that.
I
And
think
I'm guilty of
I
it.
think you can without it having to be, because I feel like we've raised Oli to be really independent
Mhm.
and self-sufficient to an extent. Like she's not going to go on it, just go on a me drop her somewhere and have her come back. Like
I know. Well, I mean, that's
but
just.
I think when
yeah.
she gets to be old enough, she's going to be ready to go do that on her own by giving her the autonomy that we do on our own. Like you were talking about, like being able to figure out stuff to do or whatnot. Like,
Yeah. I'm not worried about your kid.
No.
She's going to be a tooth chipper, but it's just,
yeah,
there are times I think where we take the tools out of their hands before they get to use them.
true. I would like to be able to have that, for her, but I don't feel that comfortable with it for something like that. I would not go in a major city and let her do that as a
Sure.
test at this age,
The thing I loved about what the kid said, will you take care of us?
That's awesome.
He didn't say, can you help? It was like, yeah, she's dead.
Time to get a new one. Yeah,
Time to get
we
a
need
new
a.
one.
I'm hungry. Yeah. Yeah, then we can deal with the old one.
You're prettier than my mommy. Will you take care of me?
Can you get my stuff though? I don't want to go in there because I don't want to see my dead old
Oh,
mom.
jeez. I love that whole, will you just take care of us? I'm done. Anyway, so the last clip I'm going to play is just another example of how we coddle our kids. And
Yeah.
This is by Jeff Allen.
Quit coddling the kids. I read where they won't even grade English papers in red ink because red ink is too traumatic for our children to see. Are you kidding me? I don't know about any of you guys, but my English papers came back looking like OJ's driveway. What, too soon? My father would look at my paper and go, wow, this is your native tongue, you moron.
Well, grade in red. I don't see. That's where I see where I'm old. Where I'm like, oh come on, like they take it to such an extreme where, that's where we end up as like a whole society where we are over coddling them. Where it's like we can't say anything too mean, can't say anything too, and we used to get like, just roasted.
Yep. I just love the whole, my papers look like OJ's driveway. So now we've been beating around the bush with it. And so I found some articles on how to stop babying your kids. And I found one called 9 Effective Ways to Stop Babying Your Teens.
Okay.
And of all the articles, this was probably one of the best ones.
Keep them under constant surveillance.
No,
that wasn't one.
Well, I've got a bone to pick with this one because it was on a website called crosswalk.com.
Uh-huh.
And Crosswalk. And turns out it has nothing to do with pedestrians crossing the street. It's the cross and walking. So it's a Christian site.
Wow.
So I would say 8 effective ways to stop babying your teens, because it was probably, of all the articles, the best one I saw.
Yeah.
And one bullshit one, which I will get to.
Uh-oh.
So anyway.
So there's 8 good ones and a 9th one that's tithing?
No, we'll get to it. But anyway, number 1, let them get in trouble, because if they don't, they're never going to learn that their actions have consequences.
Yeah.
Don't wake them up in the morning, which is tough because I'm OCD and hate being late, but they will learn that I got to do this shit myself.
That's a good idea to start doing. I did not even think of that.
It's going to be shitty for a while because they're going to be late and they're going to have tardiness and all that. I hate that word, tardy.
Wow.
But, it's going to suck. But they, hopefully will realize this sucks. I got to do this myself.
Mm.
And the other one, let's see, number 3, make them work. Help around the house, find a part-time job, stuff like that. I think that is great.
I have been failing on that because she's a master of what I was a master of, which is like make it take longer and make it harder than what you need so that you just go, there's not enough time.
Yeah.
you have to just go away.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, this is more, again, geared towards teens than little kids. But yeah, we should
Okay.
give them chores and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, I learned a lot of because I started working
Yeah, teen.
for
would be
real
great.
at 14. And that's when I learned that you could scam people. And instead of ringing people up for chips, you could ring people up for beer and get drunk at the end of the day. All sorts
you
of
know
learning
what?
experiences.
But I agree with that. I started working at 14 too, and that was
like you
cool.
worked in a comic shop, so you can actually
Loved
work
it.
in something that has your interests. So
Yes.
it just gives them an idea like, oh, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Or they do some fast food and have a soul crushing day, but
Yeah.
still they learn the value of, having their own money and stuff like that.
Yes.
So be courageous. And I've read this a couple times through and I don't understand what they mean. So make that 7 good tips. Stop being overprotective. That one's pretty darn self-explanatory, but it is very important.
Yeah.
This one was interesting. Again, this is geared towards teens. Stop filling out paperwork. Make them fill out their own damn forms.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because because it's those packets of stuff. Obviously, you're going to look it over, but part of being
Show
an
how
adult
to do it.
is filling out forms. And if they feel comfortable with it, I mean, I had to do that shit for my parents all the time because I was the translator all the time.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So I've never been intimidated by, big packets of papers to fill out. And again, this is geared towards teens. Don't be a go-between with their teachers. They need to learn to, if they have a problem, go to the source and get the shit figured out.
And we've been doing that. That's actually been really good. That the online thing has helped with that a lot.
Yeah. So
because she can message them and make little. The teacher lets them set up meeting times.
Yep. And then another one, which I really like, was parent with the end goal in mind. And their quote here is, "You're not raising your kids to be good kids. You're raising them to be responsible, mature adults," which I think we lose sight of that.
Yeah, I try to keep in mind that the goal is, which is sad, but it's what I want it to be, is the goal is that she's confident and independent enough that when she's 18 and wants to go to college, she's like, see ya, instead of like, I have to stay here forever out of fear. Not that I wouldn't mind, if you're going to stay here, you're saving money, you're doing something, I love that. Sure. But the goal is that she's like, I'm not afraid of stuff. I was afraid of a lot of things, I think, and would always be to take that jump, I'd want her to be like that.
Oh, your kid's going to be great. You've done a great job with her, man. So
she's going to be like, see ya, I'm going to backpack around the world and I might be able to call you. It's going to be just like she is right now, where I'll get a call. I'm like, I haven't heard from you for months. Hey, okay, so what I need you to do is send me this. And
I need money.
And then I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. And then, okay, so here is the last piece of advice that they have, which I call bullshit. Seek after God daily. And here's their quote: "Learn how to parent from the best father, with a capital F, there is." You mean the guy who sent his kid down to get killed?
Is it that specific? Is it a Catholic one?
No,
it is, because it's the cross,
Christian,
right?
Yeah. So it's, do not attempt to parent without him, with a capital H. And I got mad. I'm like, man, I really like this article. And it was probably one of the best ones out there. I'll also put one out from The Art of Manliness, which is a podcast and a website.
About not cooking tofu?
Exactly. No, actually, they probably teach you how to do tofu, but in a manly way. So
in a manly way, yes.
You have to press it in a vice.
Yes. Turn it into bacon tofu strips.
Exactly. But anyway, I'll post the link to this. It's got mostly similar stuff, but a little bit of a twist. It's more of a dad's version. Give them independence, let them do unsafe things.
Oh, yeah. We do that stuff a lot, yeah.
Do not be their best friend, which I cannot agree with more. They don't need that. Don't automatically take their side, because, hey, sometimes our kids are dickheads.
Yeah, that's the dad job, is to be like what's that place called? The Sunsplash. I took Oli doesn't like roller coasters, but I was able to kind of trick her into going on the the big drop one.
Yeah.
And it was totally a dad like, roll of the dice. Either this ends in tears and we're leaving right away and I'm gonna hear it from everybody, or luckily at the end it was like, oh my god, that was so fun, and wanted to do it again. But it, it's one of those ones you're like, oh, we're just gonna do it. Let's just see. Because once she saw the drop, she was like, I want off of here.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at me like, what a terrible dad. I'm like, we're gonna do it. And I would have been.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think they need to be, sometimes kids need to be pushed, sometimes literally. Like I remember it wasn't this last Halloween because everything was shut down, but the one before it, Owen wanted to go on a zip line up at Bishop Ranch where they have that big pumpkin farm.
Yeah.
And I had zip lines and he was like, I want to do it. I want to do it. I'm like, all right, we're going to go do it. And then I walked up there with him and, explained to him what he's going to do. And I got video. I posted it on Facebook. They opened the door and the guy goes, okay, 1, 2, 3. And he's like hesitating. And you can see me push him with my hand.
At least you should have used your foot. Like,
no.
Christmas Story. He turns around, no, Dad.
So I did push him off the ledge, but he was so happy when he did it. And then he's like,
that's the gamble we got to take, because it could have ended in tears and everybody mad.
Because if he didn't go, he would just remember crying and walking off the thing and not do it. It's like, no. But of course, when he gets done, it's like, Daddy pushed me. It's like, God damn it, shut up.
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, he did he?
Yeah. And the last one from this Art of Manliness is don't praise them indiscriminately. And this is one of those that I am a huge supporter of. And I've brought this up probably on at least 10 different episodes. Don't praise them just generally. Be specific about the achievements. Like if they do well on a math test, said, hey, you did a great job on your math test, not you are smart.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's it for not babying your kids. I mean, it all should be kind of common sense, but not always.
And we're just winging it sometimes as parents. I try to remember all the stuff I read or whatnot, and then there's always feels like there's still at least one amends that have to be made every couple of days of, I'm sorry, I yelled at you. Or
yeah, I can't tell you how many times I go to bed going, I fucked that up.
Yeah, and that's the one they're going to remember in therapy.
Yeah, totally. But anyway, that brings us to our sponsor, Seattle Gummy Company. I love these guys. And I am excited about a new product they just put out.
What?
Red Hot Chili Pepper Gummies.
Yum. Oh my God.
I love caffeine. I love spicy food. Put them together.
That sounds hella good.
I'm ordering some, so I just hope it doesn't hurt on the way out. So I was reading on the site and they updated some stuff. Boost energy instantly without caffeine jitters.
Sounds hella good.
So
I want that.
Yeah, mocha shots hot, except it's still a mocha shot. So coffee and chili pepper. I don't know. I'm willing to try it.
Sounds kind of good.
Mocha shots, high energy gummies work 5 times faster than coffee at half the price. They've got a combination of caffeine, vitamin B complex, and herbal nootropics. I don't know what the hell nootropics are, but they help boost energy.
Whatever it is, they're delicious.
Improve focus and enhance cognitive performance without jittery side effects. So, and this is the thing I apparently haven't read, or maybe it's been on the site the whole time. So when you drink coffee or take pills like NoDoz and stuff, it takes about 45 minutes for your body to digest it.
Mm-hmm.
But mocha shots dissolve and absorb quickly in your mouth. So it's like awesome mucosal delivery. So you will feel the full caffeine kick within minutes.
Nice.
So that's why you like them so goddamn much.
Mm-hmm. Hella good.
It needs to be faster because you think this isn't doing anything. I need another pack.
That's why those CBD ones were so good too, and I thought they weren't doing anything. That's always.
I told you, just take one.
That's always my mistake. Is I don't learn from it. Yeah. I don't feel nothing yet.
And then, oh shit.
And it was unfair because those are so delicious too. They're like a pineapple candy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that was a mistake. I was like,
check it out for yourself. Use the link in our show notes. When you click that, enter the code StandUpDads15. You'll get 15% off your order, and we will get credit for it.
Yes.
And if you see another offer code on there, I believe you can still combine them and save even more in your caffeine. And if I saw it this morning, the red hot chili pepper ones are on sale. I guess it's less. So Seattle Gummy Company, Stand Up Dad, tested and approved. Get shit done. This brings us to the bad dad. And this one, I don't even know what to say about this guy.
Okay.
Worst dad ever, runs off with girlfriend's mom the day after birth of his son.
So it's his son's.
Let's see. A 24-year-old pregnant mom claims she was shocked to find out that her boyfriend and baby daddy was having an affair with her own mother.
So the young guy took off with the mom.
Yes. And
Wow.
so the girl's 24, the boyfriend was 29, and the mom was 44.
And he took off with her.
Yeah. And they're in England. And the mom came around. Let's see. Yeah. The Gloucester, England-based family were living together so that the grandma could help take care of the grandchildren. Aldridge and Shelton already have 2 children together, a daughter also named Georgina 1, and the newborn son now. So you got 2 kids, and then the day after the kid was born, he ran off with her.
Jesus. That's a hard one to top.
That's a bad dad because he already had a kid.
Dad.
It's not, but horrible mom.
Yeah.
Geez.
It's 2 for the price of 1. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, it doesn't work the other way. It's not like your dad is going to be like, "Oh, son, you brought a beautiful baby into the world, but in 6 weeks, I'm going to be banging your wife." And it also doesn't go like, "Honey, after this episiotomy scar heals, I'm going to go bang your dad." It just doesn't go that way. It's kind of unfair, but
took off. Yeah, that one sucks.
Yeah, but so here's the stuff. So the daughter would talk about how her boyfriend and mom would spend nights in the kitchen together drinking Bacardi. She once caught her boyfriend touching her mom's butt, and he tried to brush it off like, oh, that's nothing.
Oh, it's just accidental.
Yeah.
I fell onto her butt.
And here's a quote. "It was disgusting. She would wear these short dresses and be all touchy-feely with him on the sofa."
Oh my God.
He confronted the pair and they denied that anything was going on. And that changed when she went to the hospital to have the kid. Oh, wow. I didn't read this part.
What?
While she was having a C-section, the boyfriend broke up with her via text, claiming he was sick of her accusing him of having an affair. She was.
Oh my God. And he was.
What a dick.
And maybe maybe he was just being honest. He's like, "No, I know I was. I'm just sick of you talking about it."
Quit making me feel guilty about it.
I don't want to hear about it anymore. Like, it's all you talk about. Like, obviously I am, but
I just want to bang your mom.
Yeah, why don't you just leave us alone, man?
So
could have been one big happy family. Now I have to leave.
All the dads out there, just picture the day after your kid is born, you run off with your mother-in-law.
Dang, man. That's a bad one.
So yeah, Ryan saw the baby for only a few minutes after he was born, and then 10 minutes the day afterwards, he was moving all his stuff out of the house.
Yeah.
They were in such a rush. He had even had my mom waiting for him in the car, packed it in the car park.
Oh my God, man.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's just bad family all around. Jeez.
What an awful guy. I feel horrible for that girl.
Yeah, and for once though, it's like it's not as bad of a downer as some of the ones, just because it's like it's awful, but it's also like it sounds like she dodged a bullet. Like, let that guy go.
Oh, but she's got a whole other bullet. But her mom, dude.
Yeah, you got the mom too, but
she was meant to be granny to my 2 children and helping me look after them, but instead she's off shagging my boyfriend. Ryan Shelton, you are our bad dad this week and a total piece of crap.
Total piece of crap.
Let us know what you think. Email us at thestandupdads@gmail.com. Subscribe, tell your friends, and most importantly, rate us. That's how the show grows. And if you want to hire someone to draw a picture of you shagging your mother-in-law, ew, that is so gross. Who would they write to?
I draw that for you. Right? It's me, pencil for hire. go to my antiquated website, pencilforhire.com or Pencil for Hire on Instagram for slightly newer content that is also barely updated at this point, but it will be getting updated more. I have some posts to put up.
Promises. In addition to being a great artist, you've got a collection of comics. Tell me about it.
So yeah, I have a collection of Clumsy Love that's got the first few years of a strip I was doing like 3 times a week for a while. And it's basically the first year was me and my ex-wife and our cats. I still treat my cats as other children, but that first year, and then when Olivia was born, from that point on, just a lot of fun comics where some are based off of true things and some are just like, the way my mind would expand what happened to it. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a big, thick collection.
Like 600 comics, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I got to do the second half, so there's at least a complete of that run.
So click that link and get that. And while you're there, click the link for Eye of Mongombo, the graphic novel by Doug Gray. Yes, that's his brother. He's also very talented. It's hilarious.
It is.
And there's a pandemic going on. You got nothing better to do. Get it. Again, our sponsor, Seattle Gummy Company. Check out those red hot chili pepper mocha shots. I'm looking forward to trying them myself. Click the link in the show notes and enter the code StandUpDads15 and get 15% off your order. And finally, check out my side project, The Gag on This Podcast. That's run by Big Nick. And we interview comics and have a great time doing it. We just interviewed Stephanie Knowles from Savage Henry, had a great time. And my co-hosts were telling me that I was in rare form. So if you want to see what that's like, go check it out. And,
that's awesome.
Anyway, yeah, it's a fun time. I get to say horrible things on that thing and not feel like be offending anyone. But anyway, quit babying your goddamn kids. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
The thing I want to say is thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.